Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to VidaneTV and also Stevens Motorsports. That was fun to say. Welcome in, everybody. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth for the first time in what feels like an eternity. Great to have you here with us. We're live all over the internet. We're taking over with this massive sim racing, iRacing collab here between VidaneTV and Stevens Motorsports. And I'm here with AJ Stevens. AJ, you're the owner of Stevens Motorsports. You've been covering these Liberty Racing cats for 15 weeks. It's been a hell of a season. Somebody's walking away with some hardware. They're getting that championship belt. How we feeling tonight, brother?
Man, it's been a wild season to say the least. You know, I've at least had a hand in some of the racing, building some setups, trying to make things even more interesting, or I guess less interesting if we're really getting into it. But I'm feeling good tonight. I think we're in for some good racing. I think you know, we might see something that you've never seen on this channel before.
On either of these channels before, doing a little simulcast all over the place. We're taking over. It's going to be something to behold here by the end of the night. We're either going to get canceled or we're going to get a lot of phone calls at the end of this one, folks. And we made mention this is indeed the championship finale here for the Liberty Racing League, folks. They are going to be leaving, sending home one of their drivers, one of the top 4 drivers, home with a championship belt. And we can already tell you who's not unfortunately going to walk away with that hardware. I haven't really been following along. I've been on the road for most of the year with the Speed Sport affiliates and everybody else and all the folks at Pit Road TV and Track TV, but I have been following along with this championship fight, and unfortunately it seems like a tornado just done went through the trailer park. Trailer park, dude, what happened last week, man?
Just some really bad driving on the 93's part. That's really all I can say about it. He wants to blame it on netcode or whatever, but I mean, he was 3/4 of a way up the track from where he should have been. So, I mean, if that's how he wants to race, that's how we'll race tonight, baby.
That's what it's all about. We like to light the fires under the drivers just a little bit because we're at the end of the day we're in the entertainment business here this evening. But Kevin, it's great to catch up with you, man. Last time we talked was actually at the Great Hogue Wedding last year. So. Sucks to see you got booted out just a little bit, a week or two early, but it was cool to see that you were able to make it to the round of 8 here in the Liberty Racing League. And just want to give you the opportunity, man. Anything going into the off season, next season? What's going on? Any sponsors coming on board? I know you got the TikTok. The TikTok's doing very well as well. What else is going on in the world of Trailer Park, dude?
Yeah, the old TikTok's doing okay. I think we're trying to close in on 5,000 followers over here on TikTok. So, extremely proud of that. Shout out to all the mobile homies, almost 5,000 of them now. But yeah, finishing up a college degree here in a couple of months, and yeah, big things are going on here in the trailer park. Might be able to afford a double wide here pretty soon.
That's what it's all about. Are we going wide or are we going tall?
I think we're going both, wide and tall.
That's right. There we go. Trailer Park, dude, 01. It's going to be an awesome. You can see we're still following up on practice. 3 wide. You're on the bottom. 3 wide, by the way. But
appreciate that, spotter.
Not a problem, driver. Kevin West going to go and try and spoil the fun here tonight and get that $50 for the non-chase drivers winning it here tonight. And AJ, I see you're already down on the other end of Pit Road talking to a fellow we've already heard the name of, and me and this guy go way back, but you're over there with Mr. Pileski in the 93 car.
Yeah, we've got him down here on Pit Road. You know, James, a controversial way that you made it into the Final Four tonight. What's it going to take to possibly bring that hardware home tonight?
Man, you know, it's going to take some patience. Setup's kind of wild. You know, a lot of luck too. But I think patience being the big one, not put yourself in any bad spots. And try to just stay up front the whole race. And, you know, we'll just go from there.
Well, I mean, you know, we've seen you were able to drive from the back to the front multiple times this season, and do it, you know, quite well. Every once in a while, you know, there's that occasional wreck, but do you think that's going to be the case here tonight? Are you going to be able to go from like the back to the front, or is it going to be a stay at the front, try to stay out of the mayhem?
I definitely do not want to be in the back with this setup. With that said, I may end up there at some point. So, you know, just going to do what I always do. Try to get back to the front as quick as I can and avoid all the carnage. You know, there's going to be some carnage tonight, I feel like. So
I really don't think you're wrong. Just based on what I'm seeing in practice, things are looking a little bit looser than I had planned with this setup. But I mean, I think as long as you keep tires underneath it tonight, I think you're gonna be all right.
yeah, it seems like it gets really loose on entry when you're like pushing somebody or someone's pushing you, or if you're in a pack. So you're just gonna have to be smart and you know, have some luck go your way. I hope to end it on a good, you know, a good note, and you know, can only do so much.
That's true. That's true. Well, you got 80 laps to get it done tonight. You know, try to keep tires underneath it, and good luck to you tonight, bud.
Thank you, guys.
We'll kick down, gonna walk down just a little bit, doing a grid walk kind of thing here. The virtual grid walk is always kind of tricky because the drivers they're doing their drivers meeting right now too, I think. So we might be pulling these guys out as they're getting ready to qualify.
Can confirm they are in drivers meeting right now.
so we'll give these guys just a little. I realize that I'm looking down pit road and everybody's just kind of sitting there with their arms crossed, looking at me. So
I can hear your league owner Wes going through the general stuff right now as to you know, rules for the night, that sort of thing. Making sure that we have a good clean race as we get into this thing tonight.
See if we can maybe sneak another couple of drivers in here and talk to these guys. We're going to try and sneak around. I know they're doing the drivers meeting right now. We'll see if we can get a word with Mark here. Mark, team and driver number 2 car, KM setup shop. Well, we're in cars this week. I'm looking at a picture of a truck. But great season so far here tonight. Made it to the Final Four. What's it going to take to come home with that championship belt?
A lot of luck. I don't actually have much practice, and I damn near just wrecked 2 laps in, so just gotta try to keep all the fenders on it. And I mean, don't necessarily have to win the race, but I feel like it's gonna be like a lot of the NASCAR championships that have unfolded in real life, and you're probably gonna have to win the race or be damn close to probably pulling it off. So we're just gonna try and mind our P's and Q's, and you know, hopefully not have any mishaps, speeding penalties, anything like that, and hopefully be there for a chance to win it.
So a lot of the folks we talked to here tonight, before we kind of came on air, they know that they follow along with the Liberty Racing League, and they know that you guys kind of run multiple different cars. We cycled through different cars and tracks in this Super Speedway League. What's been your favorite car and track combo?
I'll be honest with you, the Miata races, even though I won one of them, and then the street stock race at Charlotte, those 2 were by far the most fun races that I've ran here so far.
And we're looking forward to a banger here tonight at Talladega. Gonna be a lot of luck, and gonna need just a little bit of skill here to make it through 80 laps. But good luck here tonight. That orange and purple number 2 car. Gonna be hoping to find it up front somewhere.
Yep, hopefully we come home with that belt, and if I'm lucky enough to do that, we're gonna stone cold a couple beers on video. So
that's what it's all about. We might have to get that on the stream. We'll figure that out here at the end of the night for sure. But that's gonna be Mark Keatman Jr. in at the number 2 car. Looking forward to him putting on a show here tonight. And we've got 2 more of these championship drivers that we can try and catch up with. Just kind of trying to look through and see who's around and who's available. I'm not seeing those top 2 guys, am I?
I don't. You probably won't find Clint. Last time I knew, he didn't have a microphone, so I don't think we'll get Clint. But just looking to see if they're hiding somewhere else in the Discord. But I do not see them. So,
man, a few words here this evening, but man, it looks like we've got a solid field here tonight. You can see the clock up on the top left of your screen here. We aren't going to be running that full 38 minutes of practice. We're going to give these drivers another 3-4 minutes of practice. Had a little bit of issue with the session earlier on, so we had to get that reset, get the drivers moved on over to this one, and get everybody refired up. So we will be switching over to qualifying here in about 2 minutes or so, and talking to Wes before the race, as they have been all season long. These drivers are going to get 5 minutes on the clock, and they get 2 qualifying laps to see who is going to start up front in this one. We'll actually be talking to Wes after qualifying here at Talladega. And man, did you see that haircut on that fan that was sitting in the stands?
I think I did. Was his hair green?
Wait, that's another one. That was the same guy that was over in turn 4. Hang on a minute.
I missed him. Oh, good Lord. Oh, there he is. I see him right in front of you.
Yeah. It's great to see the fans turn up here at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Just kind of jumping in and knocking the dust off. And we're getting ready over at VidaneTV. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on this winter, this fall. As a lot of folks know, I've been out traveling the country, traveling multiple countries, made it up to Canada last summer as well, doing some camera work for Speed Sport affiliates, a little bit of Dirt Vision, a little bit of Flow Racing kind of sprinkled on in there as well. But we're getting into the winter months, and it's going to get cold outside. The racetracks and the race cars, they're all going to get bundled up in the garages and the shops. And, well, we're going to have to dust off the old iRacing rigs and fire it back up. We've got the NEP iRacing Super Truck Series. They're coming back on Thursday nights. I get to produce their Daytona Duels presented by Xlander Designs next Thursday night. I'm going to be doing that from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway because I'll be out there for the NX US Legends National Asphalt Nationals. So that's going to be an experience, and we may very well have a booth cam for that one.
You know, you say that the it's getting colder out. You're going to bring out the iRacing rig. You know, they race these things called snowmobiles on the ice that they put on TV too, which is pretty interesting to watch. You know, and I believe they've even got those on Speed Sport because I got a couple of buddies out in Cheeseland, Wisconsin. Old Vinny and Steve. They've been trying to get me out there to get to do some sled racing, I guess is what they call it. Because I know out there in Wisconsin they've got what do they call it? It's like the Ice Racing Nationals, and then you've got on the other end of the UP of Michigan, you've got the I-500, which is kind of a duplicate of the actual Indy 500, just on snowmobiles. And it's entertaining as well. It makes good TV, and it's it's one of those things where a beer, maybe 2 beers, 3 beers in, it's probably okay, but it's one of those things that I learned, especially after rolling my ATV a couple of summers ago. If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough. So you got to always keep that in mind. Yep. Just wrapping up practice for these drivers here this evening, and had expected to talk to a couple of other drivers here in the top 4. We've got a 4-way battle for that championship belt, and it has been an absolute doozy all season long. And AJ, I know you've been kind of following these guys all season long, all 15 races so far here tonight. Who do you think is going to come home with that belt? Ah, man, after watching a lot of it, seeing a lot of things, I got my eye on oh God, I've pretty much all 4 of them. But if I had to pick one, because I've driven with quite a few of them at this point, I've raced with one of them a little bit more on the regular. I almost got to think that we see Clint Econolodge bring home the championship tonight. I've raced against him in the 87s and officials and stuff like that. He can make a loose car go fast. So I'm kind of thinking that it might be Clint's night. And you can see all 4 drivers featured over on the Liberty Racing League Facebook page. And I think I might have to go with a familiar name to super speedways, and I might go with that 93 car of James Pileski. And he ran Vidane Racing back when we were super speedway racing in the NASCAR Racing 2003 era. So he's been around for a very long time, as have a lot of us old heads, old Vidane heads and super speedway drivers and all sorts of different personalities that kind of mesh together into the internet. We've had some fights, we've had some good times, and we're getting ready to crown a champion here tonight. We're doing a great big collab on the stream between Stevens Motorsports and VidaneTV. Likes, shares, subscribes all around. This is going to be a doozy. I think so too. And I'm looking at my chat as we were talking here a little bit ago. I decided to put a poll up, see what the viewership thinks. They got Sanchez coming home with the championship. Okay.
All right.
44% of the viewers over there got Sanchez, and then we've got 22% for Econolodge and Pileski. Mark Keedeman with about 11% there. So, interesting perspective on that one. A lot of these guys have watched, all 15 weeks at this point, and seen the ups, seen the downs, and I think Mark Keedeman's had the biggest up and down, from wrecks early in races to winning multiples, but I think the other three have been fairly consistent across the board, a lot less up and down, but I'm excited to see how this thing's going to end.
Absolutely, and just getting these drivers ready to qualify. They got about 3 minutes or so left in the qualifying session. Riding on aboard now with TJ Floyd in the 49 car, currently scored P2. Rob Collier looks like he has the provisional pole right now in the 02 car. And so far, 20 drivers have taken time. 1, 2, 3, looks like another 6 or 8 cars out there on pit road, just kind of waiting for the last minute to see what the times are, to maybe potentially start in the back. And that was always one of my strategies when I would race. I only have one win in the 87 years that I raced sim racing, but the one time I did win, I started in the back to get that first pit stall as soon as you come down pit lane, get everything done, get down and away, and get back out onto the racetrack and get back to work. So a lot of different strategies going into this one. 80 laps on the docket. Talladega, you got to be ready for anything.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, one wrong move, somebody's got more net code than another. Anything's possible. I've been second place in an Xfinity race around here to get dumped by somebody way up high, and it came out of nowhere. It's Talladega, baby.
That's exactly it. And I looked over the other screen. I've got your production feed. I'm looking at my production feed. Let's take a look at this side-by-side here. New tools and toys at VidaneTV. Riding on board and taking a look at Alex Griffin in the 47 car. He's going to pull it down to the apron. He's going to come across the line P2 right now. Looks like 0.132 seconds behind that 02 car of Rob Collier, with about a minute or so left over. And as it does that, it switches me over to the next most exciting driver, and I'm not sure who that is. But it's going to be visiting that a couple of times here this evening. A little picture-in-picture, side-by-side. One of the new tools and tricks that we've got here at VidaneTV. And if you look on the bottom left of your screen there's a great big empty spot that your brand, your logo, your business name would look fantastic on. Our DMs always open. Be sure to give us a shout. We've got some sponsorship. We've got some advertising. We've got some marketing packages that will fit your budget as well. And AJ, I'm sure you guys, you and I were talking before we came on air here. We've got a lot of racing coming up with both channels here. Have you got any room for some marketing, advertising, and some partners?
Oh, I've got all the room for marketing, advertising, and partners. I've got, as everybody on my channel knows, we've got the SCAR 3D guys. I'm in process of getting ready to bring on their truck series for Thursday nights. I also have the NASCAR Throwback series we do every Wednesday night. So yeah, there's definitely some options there. Everybody that's over on my channel, or if you're not on my channel, if you go over to Stevens Motorsports on YouTube, you can find all my socials on how to get a hold of me. Shoot me a message. I'd love to have you on the channel.
Absolutely. And we're riding on board with the pace car. I didn't even know we could do that. How about that? The pace car up in the front of the field. And we'll take a few moments here. Wes has gone through his driver's meeting. He's gone through everything. He unfortunately not fighting for the belt, but he's going to try and get that $50. Wes, how we feeling, brother?
Paul, what a voice! I haven't heard this voice in forever in my ear. I'm not used to this,
You
Paul.
heard this voice a month ago when we went up to Buffalo and we watched the Bills dominate.
Welcome to VidaneTV. Sorry, I haven't done that in a couple years. First of all, I want to thank you and AJ for putting this on. AJ has done a hell of a job for 15 weeks, but we had to bring in the OG of VidaneTV into the finale here at Talladega. Thank you guys. First of all, thanks to all the drivers. We've yet to have a race underneath 20 drivers, which says a lot of the commitment these guys have made. There's only 4 people racing for a championship. We have 24 active drivers in here. That means 20 of us are out here just to have fun and race for $50. So I'm excited, man. It's a double-edged sword when you're an admin / owner because you got to put up with the nonsense and some of the drama, but we do so. Shout out to my other admins as well that have helped throughout the season. RJ in the Eye in the Sky booth, keeping an eye on it. And yeah, man, we're ready to go 80 laps here at Talladega.
Going to be a whole lot of fun. Wes, what's it going to take to win here tonight?
I got 2 beers left, 3 or 4 more. Honestly, it's going to take a lot of patience and it's going to take a lot of luck. You got some really fast guys here that this is mainly what they do. Alliance Motorsports is really good with the fuel saving. Rob Collier's just really good all together here. Then, of course, you got K Cars running for a championship. It takes a lot, skill, patience, and a little bit of luck.
Absolutely, and it's going to take a little bit of all of those things here this evening. Fire them up on the blender, add a little bit of ice, a little bit of Tabasco sauce on the top for the kick, and then you get yourself a championship finale. Wes, good luck tonight here. We'll talk to you after the show for sure.
Thank you, buddy. What's that saying? Something about popcorn and warming it up? Go do it.
Yeah, warm it up now because we've only got 2 pace laps. Good luck, Wes.
10-4.
The rowdy one getting ready to strap himself in as we go through the starting lineup. There you can see he's starting P13 in that 83 car, and pretty cool to have the pace car in the background. Shout out to ATVO with these beautiful starting lineup graphics. You can see they actually work with the trading paint service, and it shows graphics of the wrapped cars. So how neat is that, AJ?
I actually am jealous. I mean, everybody knows I've used SDK here for a while now, and I'm really jealous of this overlay. I like it.
Yeah, we're putting in a little bit of work, burning some of the midnight oil here at VidaneTV, just trying to spruce up the product a little bit. And there you see 21-22 Mark Mann, Rick Sanchez in the back of the field, Andrew Schroeder, RJ Hurst back there in the 6 car. And you heard Wes say all 15 races, Bob Leclerc in the 25th position. All these races so far this year, they've been 20+ drivers.
Oh yeah, they've had the numbers all season. Got a little low at points, but overall everybody's sticking around for the whole season. So shout out to the drivers that stuck with it, and they're still here trying to at least take home $50.
Absolutely, and we're just getting ready to get this thing off. Off the starting lineup. We're lined up 2 by 2. You can see those pace lights, they're off. We're getting ready to do battle for 80 laps here at Talladega Super Speedway. First race we've had on here on VidaneTV in probably 6-8 months, and the first time we've done a big collab like this. I'm excited. The fans are excited. AJ's excited. Chad's excited. Let's do a little bit of racing. Pace car takes the hard left turn down to the safety of pit road, and we wait. We wait, because Talladega start-finish line's all the way down in turn 1. We all know the story. We're trying to sell tickets down there. Always a good idea, because all the broadcasters forget that they have to fill in for this long part because they don't hit the green button till here. Green flag here at Talladega for the Liberty Racing League Championship finale. 4 drivers on the docket. One of them leaving with a championship belt. Let's get it on.
Rob Collier out to a decent start so far. We didn't see him check up too much on the start itself. I got my eye on that 02 car tonight because he made mention last night to everybody and put him on notice that he wanted to bring home $100 after winning last week.
Absolutely, and when you're able to kind of take a little bit extra of that sponsor money and put it towards the racing program or the racing rig, or maybe it's the beer fund. We've all got that little bit. Every little bit helps here, and we've got a little bit of a graphic issue with that fast lap time here, but we're getting ready to cross the stripe for lap number 1. Rob Collier in that 02 car going to hold on to it, but you can see Scott Thompson in the 75 on that high side. He's got a little bit of help up top. There's 5-6 cars right in a line, but bottom side just a little bit too strong.
Yeah, I think right now, just knowing Scott, racing with him a little bit, I would not be surprised to see him kind of move out of line, move towards the back, just so you're there, long run, right? Like, especially with this car as lucid as it is, if you're still trying to figure out, I don't know if I'd want to be at the lead of these packs.
And you can see the drivers very low on air pressure to kick things off. Sparks dragging on the bottom. We've heard a lot of the drivers say that this setup is very loose. AJ, you put the setup together thinking that it was only going to be about 100 degrees here at Talladega. The track temp was about 135, 140 degrees. So
I goofed. I goofed a little bit. Yeah, no, when I tested the setup, it was a real smooth setup, real fast. We didn't see any dragging. Unfortunately, between me and Wes, I think we got our wires crossed a little bit, and you know, we wound up with something that was a little bit faster, but also a little bit looser, unfortunately.
But the beautiful thing with that, it's a fixed setup league. Everybody's got the exact same thing.
Exactly. So,
got to give a shout out to everybody tuning in all over the interwebs. Little bit of a collab here this evening between VidaneTV and Stevens Motorsports. VidaneTV chat always hopping, giving a shout to the National Racing Network. Chris Graham, yo, yo, yo. How we doing tonight, brother? Thanks for tuning in. We got some big stuff on the dockets coming up here in the next couple of weeks, coming months as well. And we're a couple of laps into this one here at Talladega, AJ. Things are going pretty smooth so far, but don't let that fool you.
Yeah, I've been really impressed so far. A lot of guys giving and taking. I think everybody, like we were just talking, setup's loose, so kind of tiptoe it through the corners, figure out your lift points, figure out your acceleration points, and try not to create the big one in the process.
New graphics package getting put together here at VidaneTV, and that comes with some new tools as well. We took a peek at it during qualifying, but there you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, the front of the pack, a little bit further on back there on the right-hand side. In that bottom left, there's a great big square that's got no logos, got nothing. It's a real good spot for your brand or your logo or your company as well. So sliding those DMs, they are always open. We've got a lot of marketing packages between VidaneTV and Stevens Motorsports. We would be more than willing and more than happy to help grow your brand and get your name out there in front of some of the most brand loyal folks out there. You talk about brand loyalty with race fans and NASCAR fans. When you start to talk about brand loyalty with sim racing and sim racers, it's a big deal.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, there's a lot of guys, especially in the sim racing world, once they get into using a specific product or whatever, they stay with it. You don't see them change a lot. And I think that's just, you know, just like a regular racer, comfort, you know, familiarity, all those sorts of things.
Getting a little bit dicey for the lead, but it looks like they get it sorted out. You heard the crowd pop just a little bit. Rob Collier still holding on to that lead. Championship contender, though, right on his tail. Mark Keepman in the number 2 car in his tire tracks. You can see he's trying to chase down and bump draft with the Teletubbies.
I think it's so funny of Rob's paint scheme. I give him a lot of grief about it because he's got a Care Bear paint scheme for almost every car that he races, and he really likes to break them out at places like Talladega and Daytona.
Yeah, back when and I've raced some goofy paint schemes in my day. I remember back in the day, Steve Lavender, creator of Trading Paints, way back when, he told me to come out and run this super speedway race. I already got a car painted up for you. We're ready to rock and roll, brother. And I downloaded the car. I didn't look at it, and I was number 48 Strawberry Mountain Dew Tampax car. So, you know, there was that going on. But lots of cool paint schemes. It's great to see that iRacing and Trading Paints really allowing the creativity for these drivers to put their paint schemes together and do all that. And you can see a lot of talented painters and designers out there that really don't get the recognition that they deserve. And iRacing always kind of provides that stage, provides that platform for some folks to get out there and do some graphic design and make a little bit of money and potentially get some of their paint schemes put up on real cars. And it's always cool to see that. We're still rocking this side-to-side box, man. I'm loving the new toys we've got here.
It's funny you mentioned the paint scheme stuff. Like some of my favorite ones are guys that'll go and do a throwback scheme on, you know, the newer cars, or like it seems like the ARCA car is one of the ones that a lot of guys put the older schemes on, or at least the Gen 6 schemes on. And there's some guys that really go to great lengths to make them as historically accurate as possible. It's kind of wild.
It really is. And then you get into the whole slot car racing side of things as well, where I've got a buddy of mine that owns Rent a Race Car, Gary Spinato. He's been in the booth with me a couple of times over at VidaneTV. He just got into slot car racing the big tracks, not the little do-it-yourselfers at home. And he sent me a picture a couple nights ago. He's got about 40 bodies all laid out. He's got a new cricket machine, and he's cutting all the decals and stuff. So it's cool to see the racing and the artistic abilities that people are able to kind of put together and really reflect in the paint schemes and in the trading paints and in the iRacing world as well, because it's cool to see on Vidane Racing next Thursday night, NEP Series is going to be coming back with their super trucks. All of their super trucks match the late models that they race in real life, so the paint schemes kind of mirror that, and it's always kind of cool to be able to see your favorite driver out at Winchester or out at Jennerstown or Stafford Motor Speedway or any of the tracks along the East Coast or out in the Midwest as well. You kind of see those paint schemes come back to the iRacing world when we get into the cold months. So always cool to see that. And you can see the front five kind of broke away just a little bit here as we cross the stripe for lap number 10.
We had Scott Thompson in about the middle of the pack lose it about a lap or so ago, and I don't know if that kind of affected this with a checkup back there or what. But you know, overall, everybody's still running pretty smooth.
Yeah, 24, 25 drivers taking the green flag here this evening. It looks like the 42 car may be down a lap. And you can see that 45 car back a little ways.
It sounds from what I'm hearing over the radio, there may be an issue with a black flag and them not being able to clear it, but I'm not 100% sure.
That could be interesting. We have our driver chat turned off for very obvious reasons. We like to try and keep it at least PG-13, and sometimes the drivers get a little bit hot, so it's good to have a co-producer that's able to kind of listen in and fill us in on what the drivers are saying. That could be huge, especially if it's one of the championship drivers. Do we have any idea who it could be?
It is the 42 of Bob Leclerc, so not one of the championship drivers. So, but unfortunately, it sounds like I'm not really sure. It sounded like maybe he got DQ'd for something. I'm not sure what he would have gotten a black flag for. So, but yeah, it looks like Bob has retired for the night.
Yeah, down on pit road, it looks like he's parked behind the 48 car. It looks like they've got him set up on the dashboard, and they've got the crew hanging him up on the pit board there this evening. One of the more entertaining pit signs I think I've seen in the world. Hopefully we don't get canceled for that. But it's all good. Rob Collier in the O2 still up front, holding on to it. Robin Stevens in the 33 car. The Flintstone machine pointed in the wrong direction, and looks like, see if we can pull up that side-by-side and get a quick little replay. We'll figure it out here, folks. It's only live TV, and find out exactly what it does. We push the little side-by-side button. We get the instant replay graphic, and I timed that out wrong. I might need you to back that up about 20 seconds.
I get you.
We're all kind of doing this by the seat of our pants here, folks. Bear with us just a little bit.
I was already starting to see, like, wait, the wife's on pit road. This is not normal. And it looked like she just got a little arrow loose off the 5 car, Rick Sanchez, going down into the corner. So riding the struggle bus tonight.
Yeah, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and then sold it again. The Wheelhouse Racing Designs instant replay side by side this year. Going to be cool to kind of carry that on through the winter months. As you can see, live TV, streaming world, there's still some things to kind of work on, but all in all, pretty cool stuff we've got here at VidaneTV, working lap number 13. Got to thank everybody once again for tuning in this evening. Tonight's collab between VidaneTV and Stevens Motorsports. Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. here in the broadcast booth, taking over the internet with AJ Stevens. And man, oh man, it's been a banger so far. And this one, these drivers know they've got to come down pit road a couple of times. It's a long race here at Talladega. 80 laps on the docket this evening. You can see we're getting ready to cross the stripe for lap number 14, and for the most part, everybody is single file up towards the front. Usually when you see that, you might start seeing some of these drivers think about pit stops.
That's what I was just thinking as well. I'm looking, we're 14 laps into this race. If this holds par with the rest of the season, 20-25 laps before we pit, so it'll be interesting to see where these guys head down pit road here. But yeah, if I'm in this position, I'm already trying to figure out who am I going with, what's the plan, you know, how are we gonna get on pit road and off pit road without any major issue.
And a yellow flag comes out. We'll see if we can find exactly what that was. Does our replay button work? It does. Oh, it's still snowing on our replay button.
It looks like Alex Giffen may have been involved in that.
There he is. Ooh, big time damage with that that nose in the 47. We'll back up that. Back a little bit further on back in the pack and pull up the instant replay here. You can see down on the bottom side, everything looks okay with the 47 car. A couple of cars up in the high side, the 5 and the 04 of Mark Mann getting on by, and he might have backed it up. You can see, tries to get the draft, and there's the looseness. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just loses a little bit of air on that spoiler.
It kind of looks like he goes tight on turn 2 exit and then tries to use the throttle to turn it, and then when it turns, it's just gone.
you try and chase it, and you chase it, and you chase it, and unfortunately at that point there you can see sawing on it and just big time hit down in that safer barrier.
And that's a rough one to try to save. It's either do I hit the outside wall or do I loop it and pray I don't hit the inside wall, and unfortunately Alex Giffen getting the inside wall.
Indeed he is, and that's going to give us an opportunity to pack all these drivers back up, single file, double file. Well, once we take the restart there, lights on the non-manufacturer specific pace car, the 02, the 2 up in the front 2 spots, the trailer park 2, the 01 car in 4th, Wes Hogue and Clayton Econolodge rounding out the top 5. Actually, that's the top 6 as they're all still chasing Rob Collier. If we scroll all the way up to timing and scoring, we'll see that all of the drivers are listed.
Let's see here. I'm just kind of curious. So we're 15 laps in. Rob Collier's led almost all of them so far tonight.
Yeah, I think that car, as we just caught a glimpse of the quarter panel getting on down the entry of pit road, it looks like that thing is run on friendship and magic. So the 02 of Collier going to be using all the magic and all the friendship here this evening and see if he can kind of spoil the fun and take that extra $50 for winning outside of the championship 4.
Well, like I said, he put everybody on notice the other night after his race interview. So he said he wanted $50 more in his pocket, and I can't say that I blame him. $50 would be nice.
Yeah, indeed it would, and it looks like he's going to be working pretty hard for that one. A lot of 2-tire stops, a lot of no-tire stops on that one. The 02 took 2 tires, and that's going to put him all the way back in P10 for this restart. Championship contender Mark Keaton in the 2 car. He's going to come out first on that exchange of the first pit stops this evening.
Yeah, I don't know. I think 4 tires is probably the call here with what we're seeing, on the looseness of the cars. I don't think that's a bad idea, and I think Rob's already anticipating that. If it's too loose, you might have tried to take left sides and tighten it up. But I'd be afraid that if the air comes off the front end, it's going to be too tight.
Indeed it is, and we'll see if we can get a little bit of insight as to what that pit stop was. Quick stop there, Mark. 2 tires, no tires, fuel only?
No tires, just gas, like Lightning McQueen.
That's right. Going to restart on the pole for this one. What's it going to take to get through? How's the car feeling here this evening?
With no practice, my thoughts are it's a bit of a handful. The bumps there in the tri-oval, if you're not running over them correctly, it can really upset the car. I figured that out once or twice, and I think you're gonna have to try to conserve your right rear a little bit because, like I said, this thing's a handful. It will get loose on you and step out if you're not careful. So, like I said, just gonna try and mind my P's and Q's, not try to make any egregious moves yet, at least, and then just see where we come out at a green flag stop or another yellow or something, and see what happens then.
So this is the 4th or 5th championship belt between Vidane Racing. You can see a couple of drivers coming off pit road to top off on fuel. That could be big. We're going to revisit that here momentarily, not to give away everybody else's strategy there to you, Mark, but they're topping off back there.
Yeah,
we've done the championship belt a couple of times, and we've seen some great videos, some wrestling promos, some selfies. You win this race, you win the championship, you get the belt in the mail here in a couple of weeks. Where's the first selfie you're going to take?
Probably on the roof of my truck that I just bought.
My man.
I like it.
Mark Keatman Jr. going to restart. No tires, tank full of fuel, and a tank full of hunger. He's going to try and get that championship belt. Mark, good luck tonight, man. Hopefully we talk to you at the end of the race.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Mark Keatman in the number 2 car. That's confidence right there. Show up, no practice, don't listen to anybody else. Setups loose, that's fine. We're going to wing it.
I like the fact that if he gets the belt, he's going to take a selfie from the roof of his truck.
You know,
that's dedication.
Absolutely. Speaking of roofs of trucks, there's actually a video floating around the YouTube or the Facebooks from that Buffalo trip that Wes and I made. Something, random guy's truck. He jumped off it, through a table, and yeah, I was on the table. So go Bills. We're in a rough spot right now. We lost 2 in a row, but it's okay. Josh Allen's going to take us to the promised land. We're going to play good football. Good offense, defense we can be proud of, and by God, the Bills are going to be in the Super Bowl this year. They're going to win it.
Hey, I can say he's helping my fantasy football team quite a bit.
Me too. Yeah, me too. And Gary's whiplash or Gary's shipwreck, whatever the heck his league's called. We're doing okay. We got Josh Allen as a QB. We're riding the old man leg. We got Prater as a kicker. He's doing pretty good for, what is he, 48 years old, and he's still kicking with these dogs?
Like that. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you got Prater because I got Prater as my kicker too.
Things just mash together and they're supposed to work.
You just can't give up on experience, right?
No, that's it.
We don't have Adam Vinatieri anymore.
Exactly. And I tell the younger kids that I work with doing the freelance camera operator stuff, man, I know how to do a lot of stuff because I've broken a lot of stuff. So the experience is a big thing here. Pace car's off. He's going to get a corn dog and a Coke down there on pit road. You can see that inside line is about 3 times as long. All those drivers came down pit road with 1 to go to top off on fuel. Lap number 17 coming to the green flag for lap number 18. We are green once again for the Talladega race here. 80 laps on the docket for the Liberty Racing League Championship finale.
You know, I almost think that the fuel strategy there, it may pay off. If this thing does go green, it could extend that in you know, if we see a caution after those guys pit, it may play into their favor.
Absolutely. We've seen that time and time again, and you can see Wesley Hogan, the 38 car, he's going to try and make a little magic happen, a little CB attitude on the hood of that car. He's rocking that 5th position right now. He wants to win this race. He wants to keep that $50 in the sponsorship money and put it towards next season. He's given me a little bit of insight on next season, and it looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun, as it has been here. We've covered a bunch of Liberty races over on VidaneTV. You had them all season this year, and well, now we're both getting them for this finale. These guys are putting on a show here for us.
Oh, for sure. You know, I'm excited to see if we see one of the championship guys kind of, you know, work their way towards the front. Obviously, Mark Keedman up front, but do we start to see kind of a 4-way battle as we get down to the lower end of the laps?
A little bit of a wiggle there from the 49 car, TJ Floyd, but he gathers it back up. He's going to think about it for a minute. You can see he's given just a little bit of room there behind the 0-2. Rob Collier back up into the 6th position. That high line's starting to pick up a little bit of momentum. More and more drivers heading up towards the top side of this track. And with this setup being this loose, do you start to see these guys move up this high this early, or do you think they're going to try and hold on and wait till towards the end of the race?
I think so, because you got to think about it this way, right? With it being loose, if you run the mid lane, it opens the corner up a little bit more. You've got more room to do things with. The other thing is if you try to pin it to the bottom for too long, you're going to heat that right rear up. That car's going to go for a walk a little bit more. So I think the mid lane is probably the place to be, but you know, who knows? We might even see a Larson line out of this thing later on.
Seen a lot of different things here at Talladega. Oh, trouble for the 75 car. Gets sideways down on the apron. Massive save for Scott Thompson. He's going to lose a ton of track position. We stay clean. We stay green. A quarter of this one in the books. That is tough for the 75 car, but it looks like he may be able to tack on to the tail end of the draft. Maybe not. That's going to be tough. That is a big-time mistake there, unfortunately, for the 75 car.
And James Pileski winds up to the lead, going around his teammate Mark Keedman there.
Just like that, action picking up in a big way here on VidaneTV and Stevens Motorsports. 93 up in front, and Cole Bohannon, the 83 Cole Bohannon car, rather, driven by Wes Hogue in the 38. He's up on the high side once again, and there you see him. He's on the back bumper of the 01, a trailer park dude. Those guys work very, very well together, and I think they're going to try and put something together on that high side here.
I think they could get it done. I mean, we've seen them all season kind of hook up and, either whether it was getting laps back for one of them or rushing to the front together to try to get a win. You kind of see them together. It's almost like they've got a magnet in each one of their bumpers, just keeping them together.
59 laps to go. That last time by 2 by 2 by 3, almost little 3-wide action there in the third row. A little bit squirrely there for Wes Hogue. As we see, we're riding on board a little bit, or we're looking a little bit further on back on the right side of the screen. The 05 car of Michael Ziegler back holding on to it, and you can see the chaos up towards the front, 2-3 wide, the 3 car all the way up. They call that Talladega BR for some of our older audience.
I'm just waiting for one of these guys to wind up near the catch fence like Bobby Allison in 1988.
Oh man, yeah, we've seen some spectacular wrecks here in the iRacing world, especially with these. These are technically Gen 5 cars, I believe.
So they're kind of a mix. They're basically like
trouble!
Tomorrow.
Can't see what number it was. Hogue, Wes Hogue in the 38 car, hard into the outside wall. Oh man, there's another the country time car up into the outside wall as well, but we still stay clean and green. It sounds like we got some more carnage up towards the front as well. No, we're still clean and green up in the front, but Wes Hogue hard hit in that 38 car. 48 car around as well. There's trouble all over the place. It seems like caution flag now going to fly, and we'll see if we can back that up. And like we said, folks, we're still working on the whole graphics package and all the buttons and the replays and the side-by-sides and the picture-in-picture. There's a lot going on. Bear with us just a little bit. We'll get it all sorted out as we take a look at EOS Racing Design's instant replay. And see, you've got the 48 queued up here. We'll take a peek at Wes here first. Yep. You see him, he's on the outside line. He's pushing the 01 car. Push, push, push. Everything looks good so far. I believe it was in the corner. I caught it just out of the corner of my eye. As you can see, just right up. I don't know why you would want to, but you wouldn't be able to put a piece of paper in between those two cars there. I don't know what that was. It looked like something broke on that car.
Interesting.
I don't believe there was any contact from front or behind.
Maybe a little bit of neck coat off of one of them?
That's the oddest thing I've ever seen.
It's late neck coat. I've seen that before. And it happens at the weirdest times, and I don't understand it. But I've got Andrew Schroeder queued up here. And you could see the 45. That's going to be Adam Kolakowski's already up in the wall. And I think he was trying to avoid Wes here. Schroeder, it looked like he saw Kolakowski up in the wall, and it just kind of hooks around. Back that up real quick and go at it from a different angle. I want to go on board with him really quick, but I think what's happening is he's trying to miss Wes Hogue and then realizes that the 45's there, puts in a little bit of wheel input, but it's just gone. Yeah,
and with this setup, it's not so much that the setup's loose, it's more that the track surface is just so damn hot. It's 135 degrees the last time we put the virtual laser gun to it. So these tires they're picking up all sorts of debris and rubber balls that are coming off of the tire and the dirt and the grit and all the marbles up on the high side. And well, you see, these guys aren't really too worried about the tires because there was a lot of fuel only stops as we take a look at the pit stops.
Yeah, I think with this being an older tire model on this car, I would be really worried about tire temps, wear, all of that stuff. I mean, this was a short caution, so I think a lot of guys that took 4 tires took fuel only and kept on rolling. So.
And the trailer park dude going to come out on top in this one. The 01 of Kevin West has a 6.1 as a fuel only stop for him. Looking at the pit stop times, looks like the top 12 guys took fuel only, and then it looks like 4 tires for Mark Keaton, TJ Floyd back in 13th and 14th, and everybody on the back behind them.
And that's kind of what I expected here. We see Rob Collier back towards the front again, so it does make sense that we're seeing a lot of these guys They took tires to take fuel only because we only got a couple of laps before we're going again.
And you can see the lights still on top of the pace car, and Wes Hogue done early in this one. It looks like they're still trying to maybe potentially work on the car. 47 is going to pit in front of him, and his early exit for the rowdy one. Wes, what happened?
So the big time net code, Paul. Something happened with the 93 and the 2, where the 93's on my screen bumper comes flying off, hits the 2, and somehow my car gets net coded into the wall.
Yeah, because we were following along with you, and it just broke. It looked like it broke. That was odd. So unfortunate.
Listen, we got a fast repair. We're going to go out there once we get this fast repair. We're going to still try to log some laps here. Try to be here to see a checkered flag.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got 4 drivers going for that championship here. Who's your pick to win tonight?
Man, I got a feeling it's going to come down to Pileski or Keatman, but I'd really like to see Clint get it. Clint's an OG of Liberty Racing League. It would be cool to see him get it, but I wouldn't count out that 5 of Rick Sanchez. He's Rick's typically up front, and it's uncharacteristic to see him further in the back, but don't count him out.
Absolutely, and lights off on the pace car, getting ready to line them up 2 by 2. Here comes the tow truck, Wes. It's time to get back to work just about here. We'll talk to you after the race.
Thank you, buddy.
The Wes Hogue down, but not out. Going to be a couple of laps down in this one, but instead, you heard him. He's got a quick repair. He's going to get back out there, log some laps, and get some time for the sponsors. Get out there, help out maybe some teammates, some buddies, and put on a show here for the fans in attendance and the hundreds watching around the world.
I'm looking at who's going to lead us to green here, and I think the trailer park dudes probably put some guys on notice that the tornado didn't come close enough the other day.
That it has. I hear there's one of the best things about racing and sim racing. We like to bridge the gap here at VidaneTV. Trash talk is universal, and unfortunately, what happened with the trailer park dude last week, that the guys have just been busting on him on social medias, on the Twitters and the Discords and the Facebooks and the TikToks. The trailer came through and tore the trailer park up, and there went the championship belt.
It's funny because about the time that all happened, you have the Discord chat going wild. Everybody saying that they brought the tornado to the trailer park, and then I happen to notice actually on social media, another fellow sim racer who's not in this league happened to post something about a trailer coming for trailer park dude's deal in the trailer park. It was kind of comical.
Gotta laugh when you can at things like this, because it's not all the time that it works out. But oh man, I thought we were still on the front. We're over on the back stretch right now. No, we are on the front stretch. My camera's
we're headed for the restart zone.
There you see the pace car down at pit road once again. Pileski and Wes up on that front row. A couple of drivers once again electing to come down with 1 to go and top off on fuel. We've seen some of these long super speedway races come down to fuel mileage, especially if this one stays green. And the green flag out once again. There you see Barney in the flag stand, giving it his all, letting everybody know that it is time to go. Trailer park dude gets a bit of a jump on that outside. There are a couple of drivers now, 6, 7 of them to be almost exact, as the Geico car going to dip down to the bottom. He's going to tuck in between, that's a new word, behind the 126 of Robert DuPont.
The interesting one is we've got 3 championship contenders sitting 4th, 5th, 6th. And I'm looking for our last one. Mark Keedeman's sitting in about 10th right now. So they're all kind of together.
And that's what's crazy about this format. The 4 drivers, they're all running within the top 9 right now. You made mention 3 of them in the top 5. Whichever one of them finishes ahead of the other 3 is the champion. There's no other points, nothing else. They fought all season long to get to this point, to get to those final 4. It's a fatal 4-way. It's a cage match here at Talladega Super Speedway. Whichever one of these drivers comes home with a better finish, they're going to be leaving with that hardware.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which one's going to come off the top rope here, like Austin, and take that belt home.
Well, we already heard we might get a beer bath here later on. We're going to get some stone cold action with the belt.
I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it. Like if he puts it up, we're going to have it up on stream if we can pull it off.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things that big time trouble up front. See if we can take a peek at that one. 44 driver going up into the outside wall. It is going to bring out the caution flag here in a big way with 53 laps to go. Anthony English, that good wrench car, looks like a bad wrench car now at this point. We'll see if we can back up the instant replay, and well, it looks like you've got it there too. So let's try something new. Let's try something new. It's live TV. Okay, we don't have a way to synchronize this, so we're going to do this old school. So we're going to do the U-House Racing Design instant replay. Graphics going to come up. We're going to go side by side, and then we're going to go play.
Wait until I see.
You're right on it. Right about
there.
Boom. You've got it slow motion. I've got it full song. We've almost got that synced up. Pretty close. There we go.
Yeah.
Couple of different angles on it.
It kind of looks like I almost feel like Mark Keedman getting a little bit underneath. Maybe it takes the air off of that spoiler a little bit on the 44. Because I don't see any bump, and it sends him around.
Yeah, you can see taking a look at the onboard. You can almost feel the back end of the car get lifted up, and you can really hear the air in these cars almost by design. But man, that's a tough break for the 44 of English. He's been running with these guys for quite some time. It looks like he's still trying to limp that car around the pit lane.
And we'll see if we can't take a look at the front of Mark Keedman's car. Pretty beat up. I don't think it's anything that he can't get fixed. Maybe save that fast repair and keep that in your back pocket until you need it.
Yeah, there you can see scuffed up there on the left front quarter panel, the nose all caved in. He is going to come down pit road this time by, so we'll see if we get the hammers to it. I being Talladega, being a super speedway, we've still got 23, 22 cars on the lead lap. I don't know if you burn that fast repair up this early.
No, I don't think so either. I was just seeing Taylor Laskowski coming down pit road as well. His whole front bumper's kind of hanging off. So, and I do believe this is going to be a quick caution because of how everything fell out with the restart.
And there you see a lot of fuel-only stops there. The two car, they're just going to bang on that thing for a little bit, see if they can straighten out some of the sheet metal. They're going to save that quick repair for a little bit later on. And it's funny, here at VidaneTV, we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years here in the iRacing world, and I always used to hate this particular camera angle, the rear chase camera angle, because you look at it and it's like, man, this isn't realistic. As you can see, the crew starting to pop out some of the quarter panels, but some of the drone operators that I've met that have worked for the Speed Sport affiliates, shout out to Sarge out there. Man, these guys are talented, and they come out with some fantastic drone work. Just did I was actually at the Winchester 400. It was a roof camera this past weekend, and had a drone operator really put together some magic with he and Vinny, our content guy. Just awesome camera angles, and it kind of helps us bridge that gap almost between the real racing and the sim racing world, and it's cool to see that we can kind of get this front view look in the video game world, in the sim racing world, and in the real racing world because of the drones.
Some of these drone operators are nuts. I come from the dirt bike world in real life, and I've been watching drone cam footage from the National Hare Scrambles and Enduros where they're flying drones down through the trees following these guys.
Yeah, crazy amount of talent.
It's wild. Yeah.
I can barely follow anybody up a flight of stairs, let alone anything crazy like that. Goodness.
I already know I'd crash it into a tree or something, and then I'm out thousands of dollars, and I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'd have to get insurance for sure, because I get distracted real easy. I'd start following a squirrel. I'd follow the pace car down to the safety of pit road. Another corn dog and a Coke, and how about that? The O2 car. Rob Collier back out front, 5-second flat pit stop, fuel only for the O2 crew. He's going to lead them down to the green flag. There you see Barney and the flag man. Hold it, green flag. Here we go, the O2 car and the O1 car. Rob Collier drag racing with Kevin West. They got a little bit of help in behind them. Well, they did. Everybody trying to get down on the bottom side. Kevin West left out to dry.
And what's really interesting, and I heard it over the radio here just a minute ago, Wes Hogue, I heard my name over the radio. I had to go look. He's back on the lead lap after wrecking that car early, so I don't think he's upset with the loose setup tonight.
No, absolutely not. And I have seen Wes sim race in person on his rig with his VR. He gets into it. He will wheel that thing. He will wheel a loose race car, especially at a super speedway. So I don't think that 38 car's done yet. He's got a little bit of work to do, but he's got some time. 50 laps to go here in this one. 30 laps already down. Rob Collier's led the most here tonight, and he's back up front after an exchange of pit stops. And oh, by the way, he's got a little bit fresher tires than the other cats up in the top 10 as well, because he took 4 tires 2 cautions ago. So keep that in the back of your mind. That might come up later on in this one.
And one thing I'm going to say, start keeping an eye on that 0-1 car. You've got him, Lasowski, and Foskey all in a 3-way battle towards the front on that outside line, and they're coming like a rocket ship.
You've got the onboard there for Lasowski, right? Can you pull that up?
Yeah, we can grab
it's the green button. The green, no, not maybe it was the purple button. That's the one. There we go. We got that one. We'll see if we can do some side-by-side. We're going to do something dumb. All right, we're going to try something new. And Taylor said we can do this. Taylor said we can do this. He said we could talk to him under green flag. He didn't know we were going to go side by side. We can see his onboard. We can see him outside of the car. We can talk to him while he's out there wheeling and dealer. Taylor, how's it going?
What's going on, boys?
Just out there, just out here watching some racing up in the top 5, digging. How's the car feel?
She's loose, but she feels pretty good. You see that run we just took on the outside?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We saw a rocket ship of a run around the outside.
Yeah, it's a fun race out here. It's new. It's good.
Out there digging. We'll let you concentrate just a little bit. We'll get you back on the same frequency with the teammates. Good luck. We'll talk to you after the show.
Yeah, let's get a win. Bring you back later.
Pretty cool stuff here at VidaneTV. He did give us permission earlier on to do that.
That he did. He said just talk to him whenever.
Green flag pit reporting at its finest here on VidaneTV, because that's how we do things as well. And I like the way you do things too. You and I are going to have to get together here in the coming weeks and mash some ideas together, because I think we may very well be onto something in this sim racing world.
We might be. I mean, the side by side, we can really get some different views. Right now I'm on board with Clint Econolodge sitting in the passenger seat. And I kind of like the idea of seeing the outside as well as what the driver's doing inside, because I really feel like it tells the whole story of what's going on.
And it's cool, too, to be able, with these great big fields, I mean, 26 cars taking the green flag here this evening in the Liberty Racing League, and they've had 20-plus drivers in all of the races so far. Being able to see the front and the back of the pack at the same time is pretty cool.
Yeah, I am happy to report Bob Leclerc finally was able to make it out of pit road. And he's only a couple laps down. So I think he's on lap 32, everybody else on lap 34. So a couple more cautions. We might even see the 42 back on the lead lap.
Indeed, we may. And you can see that high line starting to get strung out once again. A couple of drivers still trying to hold on to the outside. It is still early yet, so a lot of drivers just kind of trying to finish this one out, get a little bit closer to the end of it. You don't want to get up front and let everybody know what cards you've got when you've got a lot of time to be able to kind of think and react to that. So a lot of times you'll see these guys kind of ride around for most of the race, and then 20, 25 to go. Really, when it gets down to like 10 to go and 5 to go, you'll start seeing some guys get hooked up, a little bit more bump drafting, get a little bit more aggressive with the passing and the blocking, and it's a lot more take than it is give. But right now we're seeing a lot more give than take.
Yeah, like right now I'm on board with Joe Thompson. He's sitting 10th position, but he's just kind of a couple tenths off the back of the pack, and it looks kind of like he's running it like an 87, trying to float it to the outside, low in the bottom of the corners, back to the outside, keep the tires cooler, and maybe not get as loose. I think it was Taylor Lasowski just hit the wall on the outside.
Indeed it was. He can't blame us for that one either. We'll see if we can get the camera to switch over. For some reason it's giving me a struggle. There you see the 83 car up into the outside wall. Big time damage to the Nationwide. He's going to have to call Nationwide to see if he can get an insurance claim on that one. He's going to go right down pit road. We're still green in this one, though, with 45 laps to go.
For those that are watching over on my channel that always ask to try to keep up, Robin is still back out there. She is on the lead lap. She's sitting 21st right now, so I've got to give her a little bit of screen time.
Absolutely, the Cartoon Network car. I'm waking up Saturday mornings watching little cartoons of Flintstones right around in my era. Does she drive that car like a Flintstones car? Is she doing the barefoot thing?
Not necessarily. Well, I don't think she races in socks. So you might be right. It might be the Flintstone way. So I try not to give her too many pointers because otherwise I get the glaring look of I've been trying that. So
that's the first thing I tried.
Okay, dear, and I just walk away. So, but I will say this, and I'll admit it to even the guys over on your platform. There's probably not a lot of people that get beat by their wife sim racing. This woman can drive a truck around here like it's her job.
I can't. I can't run the cars. I can't run the trucks. I can't do the jumpy trucks. I can run my mouth really good. I talk really fast. So I mean, we're doing the TV thing now. We're getting squirrely. Trailer Park dude, he's up in that BR line trying to torment the trailer park. It looks like.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get closer to his fans up there in the stands. Maybe trying to grab a bush light out of one of their hands as he goes by. Not really sure, but
no, I see what he's doing. He went to go pick up Hogue. He went to go pick up Wes.
Oh,
there's the 38 car. He's up in the top 10. He's gonna be leading this race here in a couple of minutes. The 38 car. He knows what to do with a loose race car, and he's one of the best I've seen here on these super speedways. I've teamed with him. I've raced with him online, and I've called many races with Hogue, and great to see him having fun. Awesome to see Liberty Racing League having so much success. Just looking at the point standings and the drivers, and there were over 75 drivers that started at least a race here in Liberty Racing League, and it's only grown by leaps and bounds since he's been doing this. And to see that he's already putting pen to paper for next season is pretty cool, and it makes me happy, and it makes me excited, because, AJ, that tells me you and I are going to be working together again. Oh, trouble!
Oh.
He saved it. Look at that. 126 car of Robert DuPont. Going to lose some track position. I think that happened to him earlier on here tonight in the Haas Automation car. He's going to hold on to it on the apron, and, yeah, I think he's going to try and get back. He might come down pit road here and try and get some tires, but he holds on to it. We stay green.
But back to what you were talking about, even compared to what we saw at the start of the season. We saw quite a few yellow flags, big mistakes out of drivers, and by the end of it here, I mean, these guys are driving a very loose setup tonight, and cautions have been at a pretty decent minimum, I would say.
They have. We haven't really had any major incidents here. Just a couple of kind of racing deals. How about some side-by-side cockpit views? Like, this is fun. We're getting a little bit squirrely here with Steve's Motorsports VidaneTV. Look how loose I believe that was the 49 car got loose up on the top left of your screen, and that, man, oh man, that's going to send Pileski up on the high side, getting way out of the throttle. They're 3 wide there. 4 position. We'll switch the camera angles back. They get it back down to 2 wide, but they are slicing and dicing. You can see that bottom side starting to get a couple of more extra drivers down in there. Might tell you that these guys are planning on pit stops. I don't remember exactly what the fuel window was, but I think it was right around 18 to 20 laps. So these drivers might be trying to short pit this one, knowing that we're at the halfway marker right now, 40 down, 40 to go.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of looking at the standings right now. Clint Econolodge, if things ended right now, he would be your champion sitting there in second. Mark Keteman, knocking on the door there, bouncing back and forth between third, fourth place. James Pileski right with him in fifth. And I'm looking for our other championship contender, Rick Sanchez, sitting about 10th right now.
Did you take my lighter? Oh, there it is. Threw everybody off with that one. still racing 2x2. It's one of those deals. You work in real racing, you work in sim racing. Everything just kind of blends together at this point. Working on some cool stuff on VidaneTV. We're actually working on a graphics package. You and I were talking a little bit earlier here, AJ. It's going to be kind of neat. VidaneTV, we're now unofficially the official streaming partner of the After Party. We got a lot of cool stuff going on with this little graphics widgets. We were tinkering with it at Dominion Raceway with the Grand National Super Series. Congratulations to Jeremy Mayfield winning back-to-back ships over in that series. That was a lot of fun to shoot that race and to hang out with those folks and work with Skinner and Graham and Josh and Priscilla on the production crew, and just a whole lot of fun. A lot of fun over there, and learned a lot of stuff too. They've got the drag racing track out there. They've got pool tables, and there was a ping pong table over in the hotel, and I got to thinking, like, man, we can do all sorts of graphics packages with all these after the racetrack activities, and kind of bring the racing world into the sim racing world and cross it into the video game world, but also all the hangout stuff, the stuff you do at the campgrounds, the stuff you do in the hotel lobbies, because short track racing and sim racing, the communities are tight, and there's really like a big kind of family aspect to it, and you want to have fun. So that's one of the things that we're kind of working on, and I'm really excited for. We got a lot of cool people working on it as well, and a lot of input. So be sure to be on the lookout. So that's going to be all over our socials once I can figure out how to get it to work the way I want it to.
Well, I mean, when you think about it too, you know, a lot of those guys that run a lot of short track stuff, they're on iRacing. You know,
Yes.
they're using it as their training tool. Because, I mean, not all of us are going to be, you know, NASCAR drivers one day. We still like to run the super speedways, but, you know, you use the short track stuff and, you know, for that instance, any chance you get to jump in a car that is as similar to what you run as possible, you know, it just kind of keeps that edge going.
Oh, sure. And you know that kid, Ty Majeski from out there in Wisconsin, you know, he's got the 2 iRacing accounts with the 10,000 I rating there. I got to film him win the Winchester 400 this past weekend, Saturday night. He stomped the field by about a half a lap. So, bridging the gap, man. It's been super cool for me. I've been able to meet a lot of folks from the sim racing world. Just being at the racetracks and hanging out, and you know, just coming up and saying hi, and I love it. You know, I love the community aspect with the racing world and the sim racing world, and really like being able to bring the two communities together. And that's why we're working so hard, and that's why we're so excited with what we've got planned here for this winter, and then leading up to next year. Because, oh, by the way, 2026 is going to be a massive year here for us at VidaneTV. It'll be our 6th year in existence, and it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's I'm looking forward to it.
See, it's funny that you say, you know, meeting a lot of cool people. I've actually, it was very weird. I've been recognized while out on a Friday night by somebody that I'd never met before, lives in the same town as me, and they're like, "I've seen you on YouTube." I happened to be wearing one of the channel's T-shirts, and somebody recognized me, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah, almost every racetrack I go to, and I've been to a lot of them. I have to update my map, but I think I'm up to almost 50 short tracks across the country and a couple in Canada.
Oh, wow.
As well. Yeah, it's been a crazy 3 years. But you know, almost every track, just somebody comes up to, "Hey, Paul, VidaneTV, what's going on? Big fan." It's like, "Hey, how are you?" Because I'm so familiar with the paint schemes. I'm not so familiar with everybody's faces and maybe not their voices. So if you see me at the track and I don't recognize you, don't take offense. Just, hey, you give me a name, and I'll be able to figure it out from that point. But prime example, we were at Stafford Speedway 2 years ago for the fall final, when one of the Jennerstown guys comes up to me and says, "Hey, what's going on, man? How's it going?" And we had wrecked the car, one of the rental cars, and I was all mad about something or other, and I was hungry, and I gave him a fist bump and walked away. And he's like, "Well, dude, what was that all about?" I was like, "I'm sorry, man. I didn't recognize you. I thought you were somebody else."
Oh, that's funny.
But single file down on the bottom side for right now. Kevin West up in front. Rob Collier down on the bottom side. He's got that bottom spot, that bottom line in check. As you can see, West he's got a little bit of help up on the high side. Foskey's up there in the 3 car. He's holding on. He's keeping a safe distance right now, I think. And you can see that may very well be why these guys are single file right now. They saw what happened to the 38 car of Wes Hogue with that bit of net code, and that was kind of wonky. That's the first time I've actually seen something like that.
We tend to see it more with the legacy cars lately. You know, iRacing's obviously not updating the legacy cars. They're kind of just letting them do their thing, as evidenced by the amount of sparking that we see on the pavement off the cars. Wes Hogue headed down pit road, it looked like there. But you know, we've seen it to where they're tending not to do updates to the cars, and I think that's where you start to see the really weird netcode situations happen.
Yeah, we took a peek there, the 38 coming down pit road. I don't know, maybe they didn't get that thing full. It's only been a couple of laps.
Or he came right out of the pits. I'm not really sure there.
It looks
Unless
like
he decided to take a set of tires or something.
May be done. It looks like he might be pulling the belts off of that one. We'll see if we can catch up with Wes here later on. The 01 drifting up just a little bit. Foskey's he tried to give him a little bit of room, but he's going to peek the nose down in there, maybe try and let that 3-car down and around to lead a couple of laps. And this is the time where these drivers are kind of doing their homework. They're seeing how long it takes. You'll see they're going to kind of drop back a little bit and see how long it takes to go from maybe a half a second back and gain that draft and see if they can do that slingshot maneuver that you see in Talladega Nights. They're going to see who's going to be faster pushing, who's going to be faster pulling, how long all these different checkers and chess moves. They're going to try some stuff out with their teammates and maybe see who they can. What was the term from Fox a couple years ago? Co-opetition?
Coopetition?
Coopetition, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Sometimes they come up with some goofy ones, but yeah, I think right now you're you're posturing to see, okay, where can I find my speed? When's the go time? How well have the tires stayed underneath it? Maybe a 2-tire stop works really good later on. Maybe it doesn't. And maybe a full tank of fuel versus a half a tank of fuel might be all you need to tighten the car up.
30 laps to go that time by Rob Collier in the 02 car, holding on to the lead. Clinton Econolodge in the P2 spot. If we were to end it right now, he'd walk away with that championship belt, but we do still have 30 laps to go, and he's got a contender. By the way, he's got 2 contenders right in behind him, Mark Keaton and James Pileski, nose to nose to nose in 2, 3, and 4. TJ Floyd, Scott Thompson, Kevin West going to finish out top 7.
And Mark Keatman kind of bullying Clint Econolodge off the bottom line there as we went into 3. So he's going to pull up behind Rob Collier there.
And we saw the 02 and 2 car get hooked up earlier on in this one, too. So those guys, they seem to work pretty well together, and they're hooked up front now. So that's going to be dangerous for the rest of the field. You can see Pileski is going to slide into the 3rd spot as well. Clinton, the 93 car, in 4th. TJ Floyd currently in 5th.
We got a group of guys coming down pit road. Scott Thompson, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, looks like James Mayer, Mark Mann, Alex Giffen, and Rick Sanchez.
With 29 laps to go, you can see the lead pack over on the left-hand side of your screen. Down on the bottom's right side is the drivers that are down on pit road. Rick Seabrands in the 4 car going to lead that group back off, albeit a small one. There you see 3 cars getting pulled off. The Jack Daniels car. That is a good-looking paint scheme. You always you think of the Jack Daniels car, you think of a black or white on black. I like the invert on that.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool. I don't think Rick's going to want to get too far away from these guys, though, because you're going to want to come out of pit road as a group so you can stay out in front of the leaders. And for these guys, this may be the last time we see them pit.
Indeed, you can see he doesn't really have too much help right now. The leaders stay out. They're going to get around the 38 car of Wes Hogue. He's back out on track. That's going to put Wes down a lap. So he's the first car 1 lap down. He may very well have made the race-winning move there. I mentioned it earlier, short pitting. Depending on how long these cars will take make it on a tank of fuel, if he was able to come down pit road, top that thing off, and he's got enough to make it on one more stop, he might be able to get his lap back the hard way here. So we can see this front group, they're all going to come down pit road, 6, 7, 8 of them.
I do believe it looks like Rick and Mark Mann finally starting to get hooked up here. Joe Thompson stays out, so he's going to lead a lap there. But, yeah, it looks like Seabrands and Mann are going to try to freight train, maybe pick up Michael Ziegler here and see if they can't keep rolling and maybe wind up out front.
How cool is it that we're able to keep up with the pack on the track and the pack on pit road? I'm excited about this. I don't know about you, AJ.
Most of the time when it's just me, it's like I got to keep clicking back and forth.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Now you just watch everything. This is cool. It's almost like Red Zone.
This is easy.
Yeah, right. Love it when a plan comes together. Joe Thompson going to stay out. You can see the 2 car of Mark Keaton. He actually got around the 02 car as they were getting on to pit road. So seconds down on pit road may very well that could be the championship winning move right there on pit road for the 2-car. You can see there's Robin in the 33, the 95 Pepsi ride as well. Going to come on around and join the pack here, and we'll let timing and scoring kind of sort itself out. Rick Sebren's still on the bottom right of your screen, getting hooked up with the 04 car of Mark Mann. The 2 and the 02, they're hooked up still up front as, well, they're second and third right now. Joe Thompson still has yet to come down pit road in that 29 car. Actually, a matter of fact, there he is on pit road by himself. And you can barely see in the background, here comes the field. So he might be in a good spot.
It looks like Foskey got hooked up with Laskoski off pit road. But it looks like Rick Seabrand's having to kind of drag brake to get a drafting partner may have cost them running with the lead pack there.
And you can see on your graphics package, the 3-car of Foskey has led a lap. I don't have that. I don't have that yet. I'm going to have to steal that from you.
This was new for SDK start of this last season. They came out with a NASCAR 25 overlay to kind of go, I think, with as TJ Floyd gets loose there, to kind of go with the release of NASCAR 25, and so that's something new that they've added in the last couple of months.
That may very well. I totally forgot it was the 14th. That might be what I do after we get wrapped up with this. That's the release date of NASCAR 25, and I think it's okay for us to talk about it because it was made by iRacing Studios.
See, here's my dilemma. So you're going to open up a can of worms here.
That's kind of what we do on VidaneTV. I mean, that's how we got our start.
This is the way I look at it.
Trouble. Put a pin in that one. I believe, was that Hogue? It wasn't Hogue.
That was Taylor Laskoski. He nosed it straight on in. So that's going to be it for him.
Oof, big time damage with that car, yeah. But see, you're still with Sanchez. I'll back that up on the replay. And you see, just got a little bit loose.
Oh, Robin got
big
wrecked.
Trouble.
We got a big one.
That one, I believe, is going to bring the caution out. This one didn't, so we'll take a look. Here's the 83 and the 3. While you work on that replay, I'll work on this one. That gives us a little bit of time to kind of figure out where we're at. So there you see the 3, the Foskey gets right up to the back bumper. Everything looking okay. We're looking at the top left of the screen right now, and you can see those are sparks. The car's dragging a little bit low on the car. We backed this up, I guess, a little bit too far. See if we can maybe speed that up just a little bit.
I was going to say, because I do believe it was coming out of 2 was where he
49
lost
gets
it.
low. 83 and 3, they come back up. Plenty of room. Did I back it up too many laps? Where are we here?
Should be this next lap from what I remember. So it should be coming out of 2 right here.
It's only live TV. Little arrow loose on that one, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see as he was coming off the corner, he was chasing that. It looked like from center off. It looked like the back end of the car kind of coming loose, and the air not being there sent him on around. And we'll see it in real time here. Gets right up close to it, chases it. Whoop, down and around. Big hit down on the inside. That's going to wrap it up for the 83 car. You can see he's down on pit road. He's done for the evening. What happened with Robin in that 33 car?
We're going to take a look at that right now, because it looked like she just kind of lost it on entry here. Tries to keep it down, locks it up. She keeps it upward, but I think the tires at this point are hot.
Oof.
And TJ Floyd just, wow. That's rough. Wes Hogue getting sideways. Keeps it off of him, but most of it between Robin and TJ Floyd there.
Tough break for Robin. You can see started in 18th and big time damage to the 33 car. Pit stops happening in the top left of your screen. Tires, once again, the O2 car jacked up the right side, jacking up the left side. So 4 tires once again for the O2 car. We saw him do that earlier on. We saw him get back up towards the lead and lead some more laps. But you look at that top left of your screen, 23 laps to go. Does he have enough time to get back up front?
I think he's got plenty of time. We're seeing guys be a little cautious, save some tire. I think there's some guys that haven't showed their whole hand yet. I think there's some guys that got something in the tank still.
Definitely think you're right. Looking at the 44 car of Anthony English being shown as the leader, it looks like he drove down pit lane. According to timing and scoring, it looks like. He's only down there for 20 seconds. It looks like he drove down pit lane and may have missed his pit stop. So we might see Anthony English. Yeah, it happens. I mean, Mark Martin lost the championship doing that one time.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
Showing my age with that one.
We're still under caution here. I'm going to walk away for just a second. I'll be right back.
That's the cool thing about live TV is we've got me to sit here and Phil. You can see Anthony English holding on to the lead. Led that last lap. May very well have been the plan. May have saw everybody in behind him coming down pit road and wanted to get a little TV time for the Wheaties number 44, and he is holding on to it right now. Lights still on the pace car, as see what 44 car is going to do if they do in fact come down pit road here. And it's been great to be back on the airwaves here on VidaneTV. I don't even want to say we took the summer off because we were all over. We were on the road with a lot of the Speed Sport affiliates. You see Anthony English in the 44 car going to come down this time by, so may very well have just missed the pit stop last time by, or the pit box. And that happens. That happens. There's a lot of calamity down on pit road, a lot of different colors of race cars and pit boards and all sorts of distractions going on here as well. So good for the pit crew. They're going to be able to come down, no stress pit stop, 5 on, 5 off, get the thing full of packed of fuel. And by the way, we made mention earlier, I'm pretty sure the fuel window is about 18 to 20 laps, and we're going to get this restart with about 20, maybe 21 laps of fuel to go. I get a feeling we're going to see a lot of these cats come down, top off on fuel, and really make this thing into kind of a fuel mileage race. Lights off on the pace car, so I may have just called myself a liar, and that's kind of how it happens.
We did just see Anthony English and everybody behind him, I think all the way back to TJ Floyd, all came back down pit road.
Right. Yeah, these that might have been the move for the 44 car, coming down pit road, kind of faking everybody out and just coming back down. Because when you pit, if you don't come down pit road the first time by, I don't think it'll let you pit the second time by.
It'll let you pit, but I'm pretty sure, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you get a stop and go penalty if you don't go down the first time. So Anthony English might have played it a little smart by, zipping down pit road, just going out in front and then re-pitting it.
We'll have to keep an eye on that one. You can see a bunch of drivers coming down with 1 to go. There's only 4 drivers going to restart up on that high line, and the 3-car of Foskey is going to start up on the outside. Kevin West in the 01, the trailer park dude, going to restart P1. Clint Lodge, Joe Thompson, and Rob Collier, the top 5. Keatman, Pileski, Thompson, Hogue, and English, the top 10. Remember, English just topped off on fuel. So if this thing goes green with 21 laps to go, I think you're going to see a lot of drivers try and save a little bit of fuel, maybe get a quick caution. This is going to get interesting. There's a lot of different strategies that can go into this final 22 laps.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think if you're anything outside the top 5, you're looking at, okay, let's try to keep the car in one piece. Let's make it to the end, hope it goes green, and be there at the end.
You said side by side with the leader. You got it. Kevin West on board on your bottom right. We're going to look at the onboard, the restart from outside the 01 and the 3 car. Going all the way down towards turn number 1. Barney in the flag stand says green, green, green. Big jump from the 01. Not quite a jump, just a little bit better start for the 01 car of West down on the bottom side. And there's a whole mess of cars down in the bottom. Only 4 of them up top. Who's saving fuel? Who's trying to get TV time? What strategy is going to pay off here in 22 laps? Do we get a green-white checkered? Do we get 3 green-white checkers? Lots of questions, not many answers. You got to watch for the final 21 laps here on Stevens Motorsports over on YouTube and VidaneTV. We're taking over the internet. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. on the mic for the first time in a very long time. AJ Stevens alongside me, having a blast with this Liberty Racing League championship finale. Somebody's leaving here tonight with a championship belt. One of those top 4 championship drivers. All they have to do is finish ahead of the other 3. We call that steel cage racing, and that is a fatal 4-way here tonight. Oh, by the way, there's 26 other drivers in the fight.
Yeah, and right now we're just kind of watching what looks like Trailer Park try to haul the trailer to the next trailer park itself. he's got a line of people behind him, and he's holding a steady line on that bottom.
And you can see a little bit further on back, there's Anthony English still holding on to that 10th position. Look how much room he's giving up in front. He is being very cautious at this point. He knows things are going to get squirrely up in the front of the pack. You can see he's giving himself plenty of room. He's the orange car there on the left of your screen. We're running on board on the bottom right, and he's able to kind of have a front row seat of everything that's going on up in front of him. So if something were to happen up in front with these top 9 drivers, may very well have a good opportunity to get up and around it and get up towards the front once again.
Yeah, I don't think that, sitting back like this is the worst thing in the world, especially if you're singled out behind you. You've got the 2 wide situation in front of you. If one of those guys gets loose on the high lane, the potential to come down and collect the cars in the bottom lane is really high, especially off of 2. So I think, if you're sitting, where Rick or even Anthony English are sitting in that catbird seat, I don't think that's the worst spot to be.
It at least gives you that quarter of a second to react, and a lot of times you need about 28 seconds to react, but
right.
Every little bit counts.
I've like I said earlier, I've wrecked in a lot of cars around this place, and I can't think of one that stops on a dime. So
yeah, you're not kidding. You can see that Highline. That Highline just got super popular, and I think it's got something to do with that combo of the 02 and the 93. Collier going to lead him around the top, around the long way of the racetrack. He's got Pileski in behind him, giving him just a little bit of a tap on that back bumper. You can see Fotsky in the 3 car is there as well. Is that Hogue again up in the top 5?
Yes, it is. This is the 38 of Wesley Hogue.
You can't get rid of him. You wreck him, wreck him again, you flip his car, you set it on fire, he's back in the top 5 with 15, 18 laps to go. Come on.
He just keeps coming. But looking at championship implications right now, 3rd and 4th, your top 2 in the championship with Econologic Pileski. We've got Mark Keedman back in 9th, and then Rick Sanchez is sitting in 11th. So still anybody's game.
Absolutely. Still one more pit stop to be made at least here in this one. We haven't seen the big one. We haven't talked about the big one. It doesn't happen. I mean, it has to happen, right? It's Talladega.
I don't know. I think everybody's been kind of on edge with how loose the car feels, and I don't know if they're willing to take that risk.
You see the number 2 car dropping back just a little bit on the outside. It looked like something might have been amiss with that 2 car. Keatman may just be kind of giving everybody a little bit of room there. He might very well. That's one of the cool things with this sim racing deal. You can always tell who has the broadcast up on their phone kind of taped on the dashboard, because when we start talking about the calamity in the front, there's always a couple of drivers that go up to the high side and just kind of drop in the back, and then we'll ask them, how'd you get around that? So, listening to you guys in the booth, and you said they were getting crazy, so I figured I'd drop back a little bit.
The really funny one that I've always had, and I don't know if you've had it, Paul, but I've got a few guys that while they're racing at speed can answer in the chat, and I will never understand that. See, I'm streaming the rally. I'm not even driving, and I can't answer the chat. Like, neither can I.
That's wild. And Trailer Park Dude is a prime example. If you're not following Trailer Park Dude on TikTok, shame on you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you gotta. Some of the stuff he posts. Oh man, I'll open TikTok at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Next thing I know, I'm busting out laughing because of something I saw. So
yeah, it's cool to. It's funny too, because he's got the mullet, he's got the trailer park vibes, but he looks good in a button up and a tie too. I got to hang out with him and everybody else at the Great Hogue wedding last year, or this year. I think it was this year, last year. I don't remember. Everything is just kind of a blur here, and everything's becoming a blur up front. These guys are starting to get pretty squirrely. They're all over the place. They're beating and banging fronts and sides and trying to figure out who they're going to draft with. You can see there's a pair of 93s. Up towards the front, the 02, the 01 holding on to the lead right now. He's got the 02 car behind him. He's got a championship contender in behind him. Coming to the stripe, 14 laps to go. This is getting ready to get cranked up to 11, maybe even up to 12.
Now, one guy that I am a little impressed with, we saw him earlier lose it a couple of times. Scott Thompson sitting 6th. I think he's finally starting to figure out this setup.
Yeah, there you go. We'll go side by side once again. The lead pack in the top left of your screen. Down in the bottom right, we can see the most exciting onboards. And right now, it's your 6th place driver, Scott Thompson. Oh, the 38 car of West goes all the way down the double yellow line. He's going to come back up and give that spot back. I don't think he gained a spot, but he definitely lost 1, 2, maybe 3 spots. Going to be able to slide in front of English in that 44 car. And, oh, by the way, remember, he topped off last time by. If this thing does, in fact, stay green, he's got just a little bit more fuel than the cars up in front of him.
Well, and I think, too, for Anthony English, if he's sitting kind of hiding in the pack, you wind up saving that fuel over the course of a run. So is he just kind of riding, waiting for these guys to run out? I mean, obviously we've got Rob Collier, James Pileski, Clint Econolodge all up front on that low lane, but it doesn't really start to take effect until you're about 4th, 5th position, right?
Two-car Keaton making some moves. You can see he dived down to the bottom side. He's going to take over the 4th position with 13 laps to go in this one. The 02 car of Rob Collier back up front, and he has a mirror full of championship contender James Pileski. Pileski in the 93 car wants that belt. He wants to leave with the hardware, leave with the gold. He wants to be the one taking the selfie on top of somebody else's truck when he wins all the gold. And I don't know if it's 10 pounds of gold, but I think it's like 6.5 pounds of gold. Pretty solid belt that Wes is able to been picking up here the past couple of years, the past few seasons here in the Liberty Racing League. You can see everybody, though, getting down to the bottom side of the track, AJ. Single file once again. Are they getting ready to make their moves? Do they have to make one more pit stop? There's a lot that can happen in these final couple of laps.
I honestly think that you're starting to see guys stay in line to try to save that fuel. If it's close, now is your time to save it. You cannot wait to start saving. Especially if it's within a lap or so, you got to save as much as you can for as long as you can.
And if you're the 44 car of Keaton, or of English rather, do you save even though you came down and have that little bit of extra, or do you come down just so you can run hard? I think right now where he's running, he may very well be saving a little bit of that extra fuel.
And I think you're right. I think, kind of basing it off of what I've done in situations like this, I'm okay with saving fuel until about 5 to go, and then everything's out the window. At that point, we're getting down to I don't really have friends anymore at that point.
Right. You work with everybody that you can, and then at that point, you try and get out front. You try and grab somebody, and you just wave out the window and say, push me, push me, push me, because I'm trying to win this thing. And that's exactly what Hoag's doing right now. The 38 car, he's tried and tried and tried. There's been half a dozen of these championship belts, and he's finished second at least twice, I believe maybe even 3 times. Not in the running for the belt here, but he's going to try and make a little magic happen. He's got a big push from the trailer park dude in that 01 car. He's going to get himself a push all the way to the lead potentially here in turn 1. Gets a little bit loose, but they're still side by side.
Yellow flag's out. I'm going to go back and see if I can't figure out where that came from.
Oh, no, I think it's a 48. Oh, no, 48 car. Indeed it is. Andrew Schroeder off the pace, looking like a modified, missing the front of that nose. We'll load up the...
Oh,
that was that was big.
I think I found it. So looks like we're looking at heading into the tri-oval there, and I'm not sure.
Couple of looks at it. 48 car we're going to keep an eye on, and started 43rd, having himself a decent run up towards the top 10, and see side by side just gets a couple of cars going for the same piece of real estate. Collides with the 5 car, the 05 car rather. There you can see the slow motion, almost what do they call that? Simultaneous spinning, synchronized spinning.
Right, synchronized spinning. It actually kind of looked to me like the 95 might have been a little close through that tri-oval, and it looked like the rear end started dancing a little bit. But yeah, it definitely knocked the left front clean off of Andrew Schroeder's car.
Yeah, tough break. We'll ride on board in the top left. There you see, and just at that point, you hold on to the wheel. Oh, he slapped right into the pace car. Oh, man, I hope he's okay. 48 car still trying to limp it around to the pit road, the tow truck rather, a little bit preoccupied. He's going to park it down there, and yeah, he's going to call it a night on the General Tire logo. Tough break, man, for the 48 car. Finally gets himself up towards the top 10, and unfortunate event is the 02 car going to hold on to the lead right now with 9 laps to go.
I will say I was kind of impressed with Michael Ziegler there. I haven't got to talk about him much all season, but you know, he was in that wreck with Schroeder, does a full 360, doesn't hit anything else. So you know, minimal damage to that 05 car.
You know, and I saw that that Porsche paint scheme a little bit. Porsche, is that a Porsche Lamborghini?
It's the Porsche logo on the hood, or maybe yeah, it is the Porsche.
Is it the Porsche Malibu? Or the Porsche SS?
I think we're gonna call it the Porsche SS.
I like that. Yeah, I was looking at it from far away. I love the blue. It's got like a Pepsi blue. The rims are beautiful, but then you get real close up and you've got this like yellow lightning stuff on it. That's a sharp paint scheme.
For a second, it kind of and I know Ziegler's gonna watch this back and he'll probably laugh at it, but it kind of looks like he ran through some eggs and it just splattered all over the hood.
Or, yeah, that or bees. It looks like he ran into some bees.
Yeah. Yep.
But you can see the 05 on the side of the car, chrome, 5 extra horsepower. So he might need it here.
Yeah.
He's going to come off pit road 13th, and I think we're going to get the restart with maybe 6 laps to go or so. It's going to be a doozy. If you have any popcorn left, you might want to set it aside because you don't want to spill any at the checkered flag.
No, I think things are about to get really interesting. You've got James Pileski in the second position. Clinic Hanalage is in 5th. Mark Keteman 6th. And I'm looking for Rick Sanchez is actually a lap down in 20th now. So I'm not sure if that's going to take him out of this unless he's still on pit road. That might be... No, I've got him a lap down. He's at the tail end
right now. He may get the free pass.
Or maybe it's my timing and scoring is behind, but
it could be my timing and scoring too. We might be overwhelming the internet with as much machismo as going through the interwebs right now.
That is a damn good possibility right there.
Having a hell of a time here. A little bit of a collab between Stevens Motorsports and VidaneTV. We both got deep ties with the Liberty Racing League, and we're able to work together on the championship finale here tonight. One of those 4 drivers leaving with a championship belt, and man, oh man, you can shoot over to the Liberty Racing League Facebook page, give them a like and a subscribe and a share, and you can see pictures of that championship belt. A beautiful piece of hardware, and we're going to be seeing somebody with some. We've heard some preemptive stories about potential selfies with this championship belt, so we'll see what comes to it here. And VidaneTV, we're all over the place on social. We're on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everything. Give us a search, give us a like, a subscribe. AJ, where can we find you all over the internet? I saw you got the YouTube page. You're up over 32-something thousand, 100 subscribers.
Yeah, a lot of it's grown in the last 6 months since I started doing the broadcasting thing. But you can find me primarily. I'm on YouTube. I do a lot of tech videos as well, being that I'm also an IT guy, so revolving around the iRacing world. But you can also find me over on Twitch. You can find me on TikTok, Twitter. Where else? I think that's pretty much it for right now. So just trying to, you try to grow one spot, and then it's like, okay, once we get that going, we'll go and see if we can't expand over here, so not trying to stretch myself too thin yet, but
Absolutely. Well, it's getting ready to go here. We're getting to the back stretch, and lights are off on the pace car, and I'm looking at timing and scoring, and you might be able to give me a little bit more insight with maybe your end of timing and scoring. I'm showing less than 5 minutes less in this session. Are we going to be able to get these final 7 in?
Ooh, is
it gonna rain?
Nope, I'm showing 34 minutes left.
Oh, mine must be broken. We're gonna have to fire our timing and scoring guy.
I'll bet yours is going off of laps left, 5 minutes based on that.
You know what? Maybe.
But yes, I show 34 minutes left, so we've got enough time to get in those last few laps. Plus, I would say all the green white checkers, so we should be good there.
I don't know. You sure it's not going to rain? We got to create the drama somehow.
I'm waiting for iRacing to bring me rain for this because, I do some hosted races. And we do some goofy ones where we take GT3 cars to like Atlanta Oval and then we have it downpour. But we use the road course for it. And it makes for some wild stuff. I really wish they would bring me rain for the NASCAR cars and give me rain tires.
Oh yeah, that would be a blast. At least for the Legends cars too, because I was able to film some Legends cars in the rain at Dominion Raceway a couple weeks ago. That was a blast. Oh my goodness, those cars were all over the place. But pace car, he's not all over the place. He's down on pit road. He's getting another corn dog and a Coke, and we're getting that green flag once again. There's your championship leader as we stand, only because he's the head of the other 3 championship contenders, running in second. Big time problems in the back for the 47. It's off the racing groove. Everybody's by, but it is in fact still going to bring out the yellow flag.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and see if I can't get a look at that. Not really sure what happened there.
It almost looks like he spun the tires.
Nope. It was a money shift. You'll see it right after. If you play it slow motion, you'll see it right before he takes the line. You see the puff of smoke out the back, and it turns to the outside wall. So
big bada boom.
Yeah, that was a money shift.
Did they call it a money shift because it usually costs a lot of money?
Yep, that's where that lies. Yeah, no, there's a motor, maybe a transmission. So.
That might be what our pace car drivers do. I'm not really sure where the pace car's at.
And it's funny too because I've got the Fanatec shifter. That's what I use, even though I'm usually a Moza guy. But I've ran into issues with this thing if I put it in H pattern mode to where you could grab third gear going from second, and it'll register first. So yeah, it'll bite you.
Yeah, that counts as expensive. We're riding on board right now with James Pileski. You're riding outboard. Listen to that. All you hear is wind. Saving fuel. This is going to be a big one. Do these guys come down? What are they going to do? We'll keep an eye here as they do finally catch up to the back end of the pace car. He's got the lights on. I do believe pit road is open this time, and Pileski's just right on that double yellow, not giving away any secrets until the very end. I think he's going to stay out.
I think so too. I got to imagine, a lot of these guys riding the clutch.
Yeah, you can hear all these guys. Free pass going to go down and around the outside.
It sounds very quiet out there.
It does. You can hear. You can even hear.
Eerie.
You can hear the ambient noises of the racetrack, the crowd, the murmur of the crowd talking about who's going to win this race, and walk away with the championship belt. Just going from in-car to in-car to in-car. Every single one of these drivers is clutched in right now. Is anybody in the back down on pit road? Are they gonna maybe take advantage of this?
I've got English and Hogue down on pit road. So if we get to overtime, that could pay off huge.
Hogue having a little bit of damage. You can see he's back. They were doing everything they can to try and get that thing taped up, ready to rock and roll. You can see the lights appear to be off on the pace car. 44 still getting work done down on pit road here. They've been down there for about 15 seconds or so, so not entirely sure what's going on with the 44 car. Thought he was going to be able to top off and come right back out and maybe have a little bit more fuel than these cats, but we'll see what happens. There you see, driving right towards your seat wherever you're watching from. We appreciate you joining in here tonight. Be sure to catch us up on the big screen. You could catch us on either of the YouTubes over on Stevens Motorsports as well as VidaneTV. We're all over the socials on VidaneTV as well. Likes, subscribes, shares. We appreciate all that stuff. Let your friends, your family, your dog know that you're watching a little bit of entertaining iRacing action here on a, Tuesday night?
It's a Tuesday night.
I had an 18-hour travel day yesterday, so I don't remember what week it is anymore.
We get done with this, and I've got to actually do work, like real world work.
Right.
Unfortunately,
no Absolutely.
The life of an IT guy never stops.
That's it. On the clock, 28/7. I get it.
Oh, brother, you ain't just a kidding.
The virtual crowd on their feet. You can hear them. The murmur, their yell. They've got the flash bulbs out. They're getting ready to rock and roll here. We've got 17, 18, 19 drivers, it looks like, on the lead lap. That means 19 drivers. Anybody can win this race in 3 laps. Coming down to the start-finish line, Barney in the flag stand holds him for as long as he needs to. Green flag flies, racing once again. 3 laps to go in the Liberty Racing League finale. Who is going to leave with the checkered flag, and who is going to leave with the championship belt?
James Pileski got a really good restart with his teammate Mark Keteman right behind him. You've got 3 of the championship contenders in the top 4 or top 5. Rick Sanchez all the way at the back. He got the lucky dog that last time around. So we'll see if Rick can get his way up there.
And you can see Collier still down on the bottom side. A little bit loose for the 01 car, but he's going to hold on to it. West, a big shot to the back bumper of the 02 car. Going to shoot him out by 2-3 car lengths. And West is going to go up into the outside line, up in front of Pileski. He's going to lead that outside line and try and pull ahead of the 02 of Collier. Not quite enough there. He's going to see. Yeah, there he goes. Big push from Pileski in the 93. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air.
Man, you gotta wonder what's going through Pileski and Keteman's head. You know, they're obviously both teammates, but both obviously want to win the championship. So, you know, does it come down to last corner, last lap? Pileski getting trailer park, dude, pretty loose there.
He's trying to block all 3 lines, and there were only 2 of them. Doing a good job right now. Is he going to be able to hold off that 02 car? Massive push from Pileski in the 93. You're riding on board throughout the field. Down in the bottom right, we're looking at the front of the field on the top left of your screen. Please sponsor this segment. It is super cool. White flag, 1 lap to go here at Talladega Super Speedway. The 02 of Collier down on the bottom side. A big push from the 93 Geico machine in behind him. But Kevin West up on the high side in the 01, getting a big push from Pileski. Pileski holding on to the championship lead right now. No, he's not. Econolodge, that 93 Geico machine. He's in front by about 2 inches, AJ.
Yeah, it's wild going down the backstretch. I'm on board with James Pileski right now. He's door to door with Rob Collier as we go down into 3. So he leads at the moment, but does he lead coming off of 4? And Pileski
93's around. He saves it. He bounces off a couple of cars. He holds on to it. The 02 car of Collier. Big wreck in behind. Rob Collier holding on to it. Kevin West going to hold on to second place. Econolodge up front. He's going to come across the line. 3 wide for second. The 93 Geico machine leaves your champion. And the 02 car of Rob Collier takes that $50 bill. We've got confetti and race car parts flying all over the place. And man, oh man, you see Pileski on the bottom right of your screen. He finished 9th after all that calamity. Holy cow. What a race, what a finish. What a way to cap off the season.
That was an absolutely wild finish there. You know, we saw a lot of wildness down in turn 3 on the last lap, and I'm kind of coming back to take a look and see what happened here.
We watched the 02 car up on the top left come up to the start-finish line as we watch the replay there down the bottom left, or bottom right rather. What are you seeing?
I'm gonna roll that back and get a different angle on it so we can see, but it kind of looks like Pileski's right up behind Trailer Park Dude. It looked like everything was going to be fine and just a little bit of push in the pusher, and you see Pileski get very loose when Keteman gets off of him. Keteman's below him, and then he just goes right across the nose of him. And shockingly, Econolodge just holds onto the cart and never even flinches. But after that, the entire chain reaction gets set off there. And then it just kind of wads the rest of the field as Pileski starts to move backwards.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool things we can do here on VidaneTV is you can keep cycling through all the replays on the instant replay of the last lap there on the bottom right, and I can talk to our winner here and man, friendship is magic, and apparently magic is bad fast, because that My Little Pony car was bad fast all night, and we're watching the O2 car of Rob Collier burn him down here, and man, oh man, what a way to lead into the final race of the season. Led a bunch of laps here tonight, up and down through the field, burning the rest of the tires off. I guess that answers my first question. What was the tire situation like all night?
Oh, so first of all, AJ, everyone's gonna bitch about your setup. Personally, I fucking loved it.
Hell yeah!
I thought so. Hold on, because I think the setup looked really good tonight overall. Yes, it was loose, but I thought it gave great racing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys weren't actually paying attention to what the car is doing and not letting the car settle in. That's where a lot of problems were happening. But no, it was eating up the rear tires. Yeah, last stop put 4 on. After about 40 laps, my right rear was sitting about 82.
Okay.
And it was burning up the left rear too, so it's about 88. So I enjoyed tire wear.
That's what it's all about. Put on a heck of a show here for us this evening, and we'll give you an opportunity, friends, family, the neighbor's dog, anybody out there watching, anybody you want to say thanks to?
Shout out to Wes for putting his league on. You guys for hosting it. Lovely shout out to my paint guy, Matt Yost, for throwing together the last minute friendship car with the hint of Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers. So
that's right. Friendship is magic, and magic is fast. Here on Tuesday night.
I like to say it's like, hey, AJ, I called my shot.
We were talking about that. Me and Paul were here earlier at the start of the race, and I said you called your shot last week. You said you were taking home 100, and you didn't tonight.
But yeah, thanks guys.
Solid run for the O2 car, and he's still burning them down in turn 1, giving the fans a show here tonight. I picked the first interview. AJ, I'll let you. Do you want to talk to the champ? Do you want to talk to the trailer park dude?
Let's talk to the trailer.
Have a microphone.
Oh, that's right. We can't talk to the champ.
Yeah, we can't. So we'll have to talk to trailer park dude, unfortunately.
Well, it's always entertaining to talk to the trailer park dude. He's down there on pit road. Solid run for him. Top 3. Let's talk to old Kevin West. Oh, looks like the O2 car finally blew up.
Oh, yep. It finally let go on him.
Going on, boys?
Well, Kevin, I got to ask. At a couple of points, we saw you running up there near the up near the wall in the tri-oval. Were you just trying to get real close to your trailer hood fans up there?
Yeah, they showed up tonight here at Talladega. It's pretty close to where we live, so I went up there and gave them a little wave.
It looked like it was working really good for you, actually. We saw you and I believe it was either Taylor or it was Foskey. All of a sudden, you guys went on a tear around the outside to get up there into the first position at one point.
Yeah, you could really get the top rolling, especially if you could keep your foot in it on corner entry. Really, the car was really loose on corner entry, which to me was great. I love driving it, but yeah, the cream kind of rose to the top there at the end, and man, what a race, what a finish. It sucks about the 093, man. He just wasn't quite good enough, unfortunately, tonight.
Ooh, shots fired!
Shots fired.
We went back and I actually looked at it because we were kind of curious. I was on board with James as the wreck was happening. It looked like, typical turn 4 Talladega pusher on pusher action, and unfortunately things kind of went sideways there. But solid run for you tonight, taking third. I know you kind of come up short on that $50 goal, but anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you for putting on a hell of a broadcast all season. Shout out to Paul too. He's one of the best in the business. I can't wait to go back and check out the broadcast. It's got to be a really good one. It was a lot of fun from the seat. But yeah, shout out to the mobile homies over on TikTok. We're closing in on 5,000 followers over on TikTok. Shout out to the teammates, Wes, Taylor, Foskey, Jarrett Balliard, even though he got booted a few races ago, but yeah, it was a great season actually. I wish I would have been racing for the belt, but we'll go for it next season.
Solid run for the trailer park dude. Gonna wrap things up with a podium and get ready to rock and or roll for next season. We take a look at the finishing order on screen, and we catch up with, well, we were going to catch up with Wes, but Wes looks like he's heading on down to the trailer, so it might be something they're working on as far as the trailer. But AJ, solid broadcast here tonight. We take a look. Rob Collier comes home with the win. Clint Econolodge comes home in second and comes home with that championship belt. Kevin West finishes in third. Scott Thompson, Mark Mann rounding out the top five. Rick Sebring, Joe Thompson, Rick Sanchez, Anthony English, and Mark Keatman going to round out the top 10. Hell of a show here at Daytona. These guys, they put on a show. They never cease to amaze me. 80 laps here at Talladega. I was entertained.
I was entertained as well. I think, as the race went on, we saw guys start to figure out how to drive the setup, like Trailer Park and even Rob Collier said. It was a loose set, but I think as guys started to figure things out, it turned into some really quality racing. And I think we saw guys using lines that they normally wouldn't use because the car is so loose.
And that's what it was. We heard a lot of the drivers, some complained about the setup, but at the end of the day, everybody kind of running the same exact setup. So not really too much that you can complain about. And we are able to catch up with Wes coming back from the big red trailer or the big yellow trailer, whatever color it is down there. Wes, great run here tonight. Great race, great try. Anyway, another season goes by. You still don't have a championship belt with your name plaque on it, but you passed more cars than anybody up through the field 3 or 4 times tonight, and once again, you put on a hell of a league with Liberty Racing League. What's going through your head right now?
First thing that's going through my head is I'm going to sue the heck out of Meta and their crappy VR. It should not go black when you have a low battery. It should just tell you that you have a low battery. So I'm coming after you, Mark Zuckerberg. Your product's crap. That's how I wrecked in turn 3. I had no clue. It was like the plug was there, but it wasn't all the way plugged in. And that's why under caution, I ate the wall. This time, unlike before, I just pushed it up in the wall so I wouldn't take anybody out. So that's what ended up happening there at the end. I want to speak upon Clint Econolodge, a.k.a. Leon Joseph. Don't kill me, Leon, for the throwing your real name out there.
Fourth wall break.
All the way from Antarctica, Leon Joseph or Clint Econolodge. Shout out to him. He does not have a microphone. We are actually sending him a microphone along with the championship belt. He doesn't have one. He's working on a fixed income, and he is not here to speak. And I just want to speak upon him. Every race there seems to be somebody or another that has something to complain about, and he had every opportunity to in Discord or to type it. He never complained, and he never has, even when he had a microphone back 2, 3, 4 years ago when we've been racing with him. And he quietly just held his own on the bottom there, and he just let fate work. So in behalf of him, it will be my honor to put whatever name that he wants on that damn belt. We will put it on there, have it shipped off to him to Antarctica. It might take 4 or 5 years, business days, but we will get it to him. I want to give a shout out to all of the drivers, all of the Final Four. I know some of them are upset. Some of them are upset they lost. Some of them can't lose and be good losers, so to say. Watching it over and over again, I can't see anything that would warrant anybody being mad other than just the outcome. Rob Collier, I want to give a shout out to him. I owe him $100 now because he won the last 2 races as a non-playoff driver. I'll tell you what, the field would have been in trouble if he would have moved on to the final 8, to the final 4. That guy is one of the best super speedway drivers that I've ever raced with. We were even teammates with him a few years ago. Hell of a race car driver. Also, shout out to just everybody in this. Keatman, Pileski, believe it or not, as upset as he is about this, I appreciate him coming. Rick Sanchez, tough break for him. Him and all of Alliance are always there at the end one way or another. I know they had a little bit of a struggle tonight, and everybody else that was a part of this. This has been a long 16 weeks of growth for the league, and the league grew quite a bit in many ways. We had to kind of thin the herd, but we got some really, really good competitive racing out of this. I was extremely satisfied for what we had here. The setup was very loose. It took a lot to drive it. You saw guys self-spinning, which back 10, 12 years ago, this is what it was like to race in the Premier Series on iRacing. You actually had to drive it. And I understand some guys don't like the fact they can't just put the pedal down and turn left like the trucks or the Xfinity. But I want to give a shout out to AJ and making this setup. I don't think it could have been honestly any better. I struggled with it and I was still happy with it. It took a driver to win this, and that's what it should take to crown a champion. And that's what we did tonight. And just congratulations to Clint Econolodge. Congratulations to Rob Collier, who drove his ass off, and everybody that came out. And I'd like to say that we went the entire season without ever dropping under 20 drivers, which says a lot. A lot of the time people find other things to do and they know they can't win a championship, but we still had a lot of drivers still showing up. So appreciate it. And Paul, I cannot wait to go back and watch this, see the graphics, see how far VidaneTV has grown since the last time you broadcasted us 2 years ago. Proud of you and how far you've came. Taking shots at me for not winning a belt. Well, Paul, when was the last time you saw your feet, Paul? But no,
actually, when you bent me in half and you put me through a table up in Buffalo, you son of a what's
No, and last but not least, all of Stevens Motorsports, RJ helping out in the booth as well as in Eye in the Sky. Obviously, AJ every single week putting on this show for us and letting the viewers see what we have to offer, and then jumping in the booth with VidaneTV. Hopefully, you've learned something from Paul. Paul, hopefully you've learned something from AJ tonight, as both of you all are wonderful at what you do.
We were actually kind of I know I learned quite a bit tonight just watching Paul work the cameras instead of me. So it's kind of nice for once to step back and kind of take it all in and see what he's doing. But we were talking about it a little bit. We might do some more collab stuff if it works out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy to learn from. Paul Circlin Jr. took fake video game racing broadcasting into real life. So if there was anybody I would tell you to lean on, it would be him. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much. Congrats again. I wish he had a microphone. I wish you guys. I don't know if you guys heard me screaming on race control for him. But that guy has worked his tail off. He's been through a lot with us. Been through a lot personally. And he stayed out of all the drama, never had anything negative to say, except once. He went off on somebody on like week 8, and it's the first time I've ever seen him get fired up. And he told somebody that like, you want to mess around, I'm your Huckleberry, and I lost it. And you never seen the quiet kid get angry, and finally saw the quiet kid get angry, and I absolutely loved it. So yes, thank you. I'm happy as a league owner. I know everybody's not going to be happy leaving this. There are going to be people pissed at me, people pissed at the league, people pissed at other drivers. You're never going to finish one of these races, let alone an entire season, with everybody with smiles. It's not going to happen. But I cannot be happy enough for Clint in the way that this whole season went. From week 1 to week 16, there was a lot of growth. And thank you to all the viewers. I don't know how many viewers you usually get, AJ. I don't know what we had tonight. But for the people that take an hour and a half of their night on Tuesday nights to watch us, escape reality and put on a show, I appreciate all of you as well.
Yeah, a lot of fun here tonight. Learned a lot, AJ. I will work with you anytime, brother. I think we put on a heck of a show. We had some kinks we worked out, but man, we rolled with the punches. We made it work.
Yeah, like I said, I think the side-by-side stuff worked out very well. And I might even actually go back because I don't usually watch my broadcasts back, but I might go watch this back just so I can see the whole thing. Because obviously I'm seeing it in 2 different screens versus all on one together. So
yeah, we might just have to have a watch party over on my Twitch. We'll stream it here and we'll just get everybody in here and have a watch party. But a heck of a race here tonight. It's always the quiet ones you got to watch out for. Congratulations on the championship. Congratulations to Collier on the win here tonight. He's getting a cool, crisp $100 bill getting sent off to him via a legal way, of course, because he can't mail cash. So nobody does that. But on behalf of everybody here from the Liberty Racing League, VidaneTV, Stevens Motorsports, like us, subscribe to us, follow us, share us, let your friends and family know you were entertained by some iRacing action here on a Tuesday night. It's been a long time since I've closed out a show. Let me see if I can remember my own time. We'll catch you on the flip side, and when we do, we're going to be doing it live.